VFC program, we thought it would be best to go over all the updates, formulation changes, storage and handling, and prep and administration. Our majority of our QA team is here today. Today's presenter is going to be Josephine Araki. Joe, next slide. So any questions that you might have, you can go ahead and just pop them into the chat. We are going to hold off on answering any questions until the end. Next slide, Joe. And then just some housekeeping stuff for the QA team. Keep your mics off unless you're speaking. One of us will be monitoring the chat for questions. And then for the attendees today, this session is going to be recorded and you can find it at the link here. And then for any kind of ancillary staff that aren't the medical director, primary coordinator, or backup coordinator, if you do want to be added to our email list where you'll get all the updates regarding all things VFC, you can go ahead and email us at our hawaiivfc@doh.hawaii.gov email. And then in the subject line, just write email list, the facility name, and your PIN number. And you can go ahead and list any staff that might want to be on that list. Okay, Joe.
Perfect. Thank you, Kealohi. We are going to go over, the COVID-19 vaccine was added to the VFC program. It was approved by the ACIP for VFC on September 12th of this year. As a VFC provider, do you need to offer COVID-19 vaccines? And the answer to that is yes. VFC providers must offer all ACIP recommended vaccines, the only exception being birthing hospitals. All prior products of the COVID-19 vaccine, the initial monovalent, the subsequent bivalent vaccines are deauthorized. The only vaccines that are authorized for use are the 2023-2024 formulation. So the current COVID-19 formulations, we have 3 brands, Moderna. They carry 6 months to 11 years and 12 to 18 years old. Pfizer, they have 3 formulations, 6 months to 4 years, 5 to 11 years, and 12 to 18 years. And Novavax, which is for 12 to 18 years old. These are brand choices. As a provider, you don't have to carry all brands, but this is what we have available through the Hawaii VFC program. So we're going to first discuss the Moderna vaccine. The Moderna updated 2023-2024 formula comes in 2 formulations. We have the pediatric, 6 months till 11 years old. It has a dark blue cap, 1 dose per vial, and it is 10 doses per carton. So that would be your minimum order. For Spikevax, that is 12 plus years old, it comes with a dark blue cap, also 1 dose per vial, and the carton size is also 10 doses. So to check for the Moderna vial expiration, sometimes the manufacturers do extend expiration dates. This is the link to check for Moderna. Moderna storage, it can be in the refrigerator up to 30 days at 2 degrees to 8 degrees Celsius, which would be 36 degrees Fahrenheit to 46 degrees Fahrenheit. Not to exceed the beyond use date or expiration date, whichever comes first. It can be remain in a standard freezer at minus 50 degrees Celsius to minus 15 degrees Celsius until expiration date. So Moderna preparation, there is no diluent needed. It doesn't have to be diluted. For the pediatric dose, the 6 months to 11 years, the dose volume is 0.25 ml. The dose is 25 micrograms. Refrigerator thaw time going from freezer to refrigerator would be 45 minutes. They do ask for patient comfort that you let the vaccine stand at room temperature for at least 15 minutes before administering. Room temp thaw time would be 15 minutes. Total time at room temp can be up to 24 hours at 8 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius. That is unpunctured. For the spike vax, 12 years and older, dose volume is 0.5 ml. The dose would be 50 micrograms, and refrigerator thaw time would also be 45 minutes, and room temp thaw time would also be 15 minutes. So for the Moderna pediatric 6 months to 11 years, they do caution that the vials may be overfilled. They ask that you ensure that the correct volume of the vaccine is removed, which is a 0.25 ml, from the vial and administered. Discard the vial and excess volume after extracting a single dose. Moderna preparation, if frozen, allow it to thaw. Before preparing the vaccine, let vaccine stand at room temperature for 15 minutes. Do not shake. And if using a single vial dose, gently swirl prior to withdrawing the vaccine to mix it. For Pfizer, checking for expiry, because Pfizer does not have its expiration date on the vial, we recommend that you go to this website to check for expiration. The Pfizer updated 2023-2024 formula also has 3 products. It would be the infant toddler 6 months to 4 years old that comes in a yellow cap. This is a multi-dose vial with 3 doses. The carton size is 30 doses. The pediatric 5 to 11 and 12 plus are single dose vials each. The 5 to 11 pediatric vial comes in with a blue cap. Carton size is 10 doses. The Comirnaty 12 plus years old comes with a gray cap. Single dose vial, 10 doses in each carton. Pfizer storage and handling. One thing that we did want to emphasize, when you receive your Pfizer vaccines, they cannot be placed in a standard freezer. They, for frozen, they can only be frozen in an ultra low or ultra cold freezer. And that is a special storage unit with degrees of -90 to -60 degrees Celsius. And it can remain in the ultra low freezer until expiration date. Otherwise, the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine can be stored in the refrigerator for up to 10 weeks at 2 degrees Celsius to 8 degrees Celsius, not to exceed the beyond use date or expiration date, whichever occurs first. So please, we have had instances where providers have placed the Pfizer COVID vaccines in the standard freezer. They are not allowed to be in the standard freezer. With the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine, it arrives in a thermal shipping container at temperatures between, I'm sorry, it says 90, but it should be -90 and -60 degrees Celsius with dry ice. The diluent for the 6 month to 4-year-old formulation will arrive in a separate shipment because it cannot tolerate the ultra cold temperatures. The temperature monitoring device must be returned to Pfizer, and that's the website for more information on returning the temperature monitoring device. Dispose of the single-use thermal shipping container. Do not use the thermal shipping container for temporary storage. Do not open the vial cartons or remove vials until you're ready for thawing or use. For dry ice handling, the main hazards for dealing with the dry ice would be asphyxiation and burns. Before opening the thermal shipping container, make sure that the area that you're in has proper ventilation. At room temperatures, dry ice becomes carbon dioxide, which may cause difficulty breathing or suffocation. Please monitor for headaches or shortness of breath. If you are experiencing these symptoms, please leave the area. And for burns, use waterproof insulated gloves when handling dry ice. Wear safety goggles or glasses with side shields and insulated gloves. Leave dry ice in an open container in a well-ventilated room when no longer needed. It'll sublimate from a solid to a gas, so you do want to watch for that. And these are the links if you want more information on handling the Pfizer vaccines as you receive them. So Pfizer preparation. For your infant, toddler, 6 months to 4 years formulation, there is a diluent that is required. It is 1.1 ml per vial. Please do not dilute it with the whole diluent vial. The dose volume is 0.3 ml. The dose is 3 micrograms. Refrigerator thaw time for all formulations is 2 hours at 2 degrees to 8 degrees Celsius. Room temp time is thaw time is 30 minutes up to 25 degrees Celsius, and total time at room temp, including thaw time, is up to 12 hours. So for the infant toddler formulation, discard 12 hours after dilution, keep it at 2 degrees to 25 degrees Celsius. And please label your vaccines with your beyond use date or your expiration time. The pediatric dose, 5 to 11 years old, no dilution required. The dose volume for that is 0.3 ml. The dose is 10 micrograms. It is the same for all formulations with the refrigerator thaw time at and also at room temp thaw time. There is no storage limit after puncture for the pediatric dose because it's a single-use product. Please dispose once you withdraw your dose. Comirnaty, the 12 years plus formulation, also does not require a diluent. Dose volume is also 0.3 ml, but the dose is 30 micrograms. It is also single-use product, so please dispose once you withdraw your dose volume. So just a reminder, Pfizer 6 months to 4 years old, it is a multi-dose vial. After dilution, draw your 0.3. Pfizer preparation, if frozen, thaw before use. Again, a reminder for the mix. The infant toddler 6 months to 4 years formulation mixed with 1.1 ml of diluent. Record date and time the vial was punctured, so you know when to discard it. Do not shake. If using a single dose vial, invert prior to withdrawing. And when you mix with your diluent, it is also an inversion. Don't shake. The other formulation that we have is Novavax. It is for 12 years and older. It comes with a royal blue cap. This is also a multi-dose vial with 5 doses per vial. The carton size is 10 doses. The Novavax expiry date checker, here's the link. Storage, it cannot be frozen. It must remain in the refrigerator, 2 degrees to 8 degrees Celsius until expiration date. Novavax preparation, no dilution required. The dose volume is 0.5 ml. The dose is 5 micrograms. The storage limits after puncture, discard 12 hours after puncture. You want to keep it at 2 degrees to 25 degrees Celsius. So the Novavax preparation, gently swirl the multi-dose vial before each dose is withdrawn. Do not shake. Please label all vaccines with the beyond use date and label all punctured multi-dose vials as well as syringes. These labels are available on the CDC website. We will include the link. So this is just another COVID-19 vaccine storage reminder, a demonstration reminder. It's a little easier to see what belongs in the refrigerator. Is your Pfizer for 10 weeks, Moderna 30 days, all until beyond use date or expiration, whichever occurs first, and the Novavax until expiration. In the freezer, the standard freezer, the only formulation that can be in a standard freezer is the Moderna, and the ultra low freezer would be Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. Things to take note for the COVID-19 vaccines. If using a multi-dose vial, do not pool the vaccine for more than one vial, so to obtain a full dose. If a full dose cannot be withdrawn, discard the vial and any remaining vaccine. If using a single dose vial, withdraw one dose. Discard vial and any residual vaccine after dose has been withdrawn. May be administered at the same time as other routinely recommended vaccines, and they are administered IM. Regarding their the CDC immunization schedule, here's the link. It has been updated a few times, so I would recommend also going to the CDC website to sign up for whenever they have any changes to the immunization schedule. We do have a schedule that is a little easier to read. This would be the COVID-19 vaccine timing for most people. We do have it for Pfizer, Moderna, and Novavax. And we also do have a vaccine timing schedule for moderately or severely immunocompromised. COVID-19 vaccine must be ordered using our order form. It cannot be ordered through HIR because we have to monitor allocation. Just a reminder, if you have completed your HIR training, you must do all of your COVID, or actually all vaccines, all VFC vaccine ordering through HIR. Other than the COVID-19 vaccine and flu, which are paper orders, we won't accept any other paper orders if you've been through the training. Loss reporting. Spoiled, expired, and wasted COVID-19 vaccine must be reported on the vaccine loss reporting form. And spoiled and expired COVID-19 vaccine must be returned. So you would complete this form, email it to us, and we'll enter the information, and you should be receiving a label from UPS to be able to return the COVID-19 vaccine. As far as the VAVR, we don't have a separate section for the COVID-19 vaccine on the VAVR yet. We ask that you write it in the other section of VAVR. VAVR is not required if your facility has completed HIR data quality checks and have been approved to submit VFC vaccine administration data electronically. If your location isn't currently doing this, you can contact us and we can connect you with our HIR department to see if you qualify. Here are some links to our toolkits. We do have our toolkit in a PDF version online. We also have a link for the CDC storage and handling toolkit. Do we have any questions? Were there any questions in the chat? Okay, get there. Looks like we don't have any questions. Here is our contact info. This is for our quality assurance team, as well as our Hawaii VFC program general number, and Heather Winfield Smith, who handles our, she's our supervisor for vaccine ordering. We will be sending out a post-webinar survey to get your thoughts on what you think of our format, any topics of interest for the future, and if you have a particular day of the week that you prefer or time of day that you would prefer. Here is the link for our survey. We will be posting, as Kealohi had mentioned in the beginning, the video of this webinar as well as the slides. Well, that's it. Thank you guys for joining our webinar today. Do you have any questions? No? Well, thank you. Our next webinar for next week will be on HIR. It will be Tuesday the 12th from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Thank you.